Hi, everybody. I'm Ross the Boss, and I'm here to talk sports. Any fantasy questions, any sports questions, I'll answer. I'm going to talk about basketball. I'll talk baseball, which I love to talk about. I'll even talk a little about boxing, hockey, horse racing, you name it. I'll talk about it. Even football. Football's in the news a lot today and yesterday. I'm going to talk a lot about football. Please, if you're watching, subscribe, share our link. Ask me questions. Best question today, win a t-shirt and hat. MFSN hat, t-shirt, worth a lot of money, collector's items already, first editions. It's going to be unbelievable. And you know what I did today? I did something different today for the audience. I wrote all my questions down, all the subjects, not questions, subjects. And I shuffled them. I mean, they're just like in different order. There's no certain order here. I have no idea what question I'm going to. I could talk baseball, then I could write to football. I don't know, but I shuffle them up, so it's going to be crazy. But if you want to come on, if you want to ask me a question live on the screen with me, if you have the guts to be on the screen with me, it's easy. Just go to callmfsn.com, call, then the initials MFSN.com. And it's an easy link. It's an easy way to get on. You can ask me a question live. It's going to be great. And you can just ask me a question on the chat too, which people are asking me right now. Wichita Films, Chris Robinson, one of the greatest softball players in America, Virginia Tech alumnus. He's unbelievable as a filmmaker, Wichita Films. Who's winning the Putt-Putt National Championship this year? That's a great question, Chris. That's unbelievable. If I had to say, I would say it's a toss-up between Dave Mann and Mike Petrillo. That's who I'm. I say Mike Petrillo. He's been training a lot. So let's go there. So let's start my first subject, my first question. We're going to talk about the New York Knicks. They're all over the news. Did you know the New York Knicks and the LA Lakers have the same record? And yesterday, the Knicks clinched to have over 500 record. They're number 4 in the East. Remember last year, they were like the laughing stock of the NBA. Now they're in the midst of the playoffs. They're playing great basketball. Julius Randle is like player of the month. It's unbelievable. I mean, he's playing great basketball, unbelievable basketball. So the Knicks are playing well. You know, I know they're far back from Brooklyn, 6 games behind Brooklyn, but again, can you imagine a Knicks Brooklyn Eastern Championship? How great would that be? It'd be unbelievable. And the Lakers Clippers Championship in the West would be the best. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I love how the Lakers and Knicks have the same record, 37-28. It's unbelievable. The world champions and the worst team last year, the New York Knicks, had the same record, and we're 2 weeks away from the playoffs. That's crazy. And it's not and we're playing a lot of games. It's not like we're playing like 50 games. We're playing 70 something games, which is great. So that was my first question on my card about the Knicks. If you guys want to talk more about the Knicks or more about their chances this year, please ask me. I'll be happy to answer the question. How about the possible we have another question. Wichita Films, maybe it'll be better than the Putt-Putt Championship. Idiot. Okay. How about the possible playing games looking interesting? So I'm glad you brought that up. And I'm kind of like, I'm so over LeBron James. LeBron James went on the news yesterday. This is what he said. Honest, he said this. He said, whoever came up with the concept of the play-in playoffs for the NBA should be fired. Should be fired. So all of a sudden, LeBron is telling the NBA who to hire, who to fire, what to do. You know what? LeBron, just mind your business. The NBA made that decision before the season started. If you wanted, you could have said something. But now, because the Lakers could be a 6 seed, which really, really hurts them in this whole playoff situation. Now he's like upset about it, and he's making vocal about it. He wants people fired in the NBA. That's what LeBron's saying. Just mind your own business, LeBron. Play basketball. You didn't even play last night, and the Lakers still beat Denver. No LeBron, no Schrader, and the Lakers still won. They beat the Denver Nuggets, which is a huge win. So the playoff, let me just tell the audience how the playoffs work. It's not that, it's kind of cool because I like it because now a 10 seed makes the playoffs. They have a 1-game playoff situation, 10 seed versus 9 seed. And basically the Washington Wizards, who are 10th seed in the East, are in the playoff hunt. They're 3 games in front of any team in 10th place. So they'll play the 9th seed, and then the 8 and 7 seed play each other. And then they play the winner of the 10 seed. So long story short, 10 teams will make the playoffs in the East, 10 teams will make it in the West. The last 4 teams will have a little playoff thing going, but it kind of makes it exciting. I like it. I like what the league did. So LeBron James, all because your Lakers are not a top seed, and there's a chance the Lakers Clippers could play each other. If the Lakers claim that 6th seed and the Clippers get that 3 seed, it could happen. So let's see what Wichita Films is saying. Dallas versus Golden State. That's possible. Dallas is a 5 seed. That's totally possible, Chris. I would love to see that. I like how Dallas is playing. Luka has to learn how to keep his mouth shut, though. I'll tell you that much. One more technical, he's suspended for 1 game. Luka, he's been arguing with the refs the whole year. I don't know why he has to argue with the refs. I feel like him and LeBron, anytime there's a foul against them, every time there's a foul against any of his team, he goes right after those refs. I'm tired of seeing it. Call a technical every time a player does that. I mean, it's like they argue on every play and it stops the game. I mean, it's talking about making the game longer. That's what's doing it. So refs, take a stand. Players, keep your mouth shut. Take the foul. Arguing about it's not going to change the refs call. So there you go. So Chris is correcting me, 10-7 versus 8-9. I think you're right. I want to check that out. I think there's another playoff scenario they're kind of doing. But yes, and then then the winner of the 10-7 game and the 8-9 game plays each other, blah, 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 and they play the 1 seed. Okay. So let's move on. We got now we're going to baseball, Chris. We're going to baseball. So I'm going to talk about baseball now. And Dustin May, the pitcher for the Dodgers, is actually having Tommy John surgery. He's gone. He's out for the year and probably part of next year too. If you don't remember who Dustin May is, he played in the playoffs. He's the guy that, I don't want to say he looks like Carrot Top, but he's the bright red hair, unbelievable fastball in the high 90s. Great young prospect. I think he's like 22 years old. He's gone for the year. The Dodgers, beginning of the season, we said, the Dodgers are so deep in pitching. Not anymore. David Price, he's gone. He's not gone, but he's on the DL. They have like 3 other pitchers that are hurt. I mean, the Dodgers, I know everybody were predicting them to repeat, but as I said beginning of the season, if they don't stay healthy, they're not going to repeat. So already the injury bug is getting them. An alternative they can do is Trevor Bauer wants to pitch every 3 days. He wants to be in a 4-man rotation. He wants to have 3 days off and pitch, which the Dodgers, I don't think, will let him do it, but he volunteered to begin the season. I mean, he says his body will allow him to do it. He said the extra day rest does not help him at all. It kind of hurts him. So maybe the Dodgers will make his dream come true. If they get another injury and they're losing more pitchers, I mean, maybe we'll see that happen. I don't know. We have no idea. Oh, we got a great question. This is from my good friend. Unbelievable. We got a question. Who is the NBA championship? This is from Johnny Cocktails. He's unbelievable comic, one of the funniest guys. He's been in all the movies, TV shows. He's great. Who is the NBA championship 7-game series? Can the Lakers repeat? Ross, look younger every show. Thank you. Thank you for that comment, Johnny Cocktails. I said beginning of the season, I took the Brooklyn Nets to win the championship. I feel they're the best team right now when Harden's healthy. I think they'll be hard to beat in any 7-game series. So I'll take the Nets in the West Coast. I'm a Clipper fan. I know history doesn't help us, but I'm hoping the Clippers will do well. Ross, you have good genes or good doctors. That's funny. I like that. Kershaw struggling. I love that question. That's the best. Kershaw today, I'm not a Dodger fan, obviously, played the Chicago Cubs. He lasted 1 inning. The worst outing of his career. 1 inning, 4 runs, all earned. Goodbye, Kershaw. Hit the showers early. It was a 7-0 game when I stopped watching. I love when Kershaw loses, Destino. I'm not a Kershaw liker. I just don't like I don't like him off the field, and I just don't like the guy. So that all being said, I'm happy Kershaw had a horrible game. So let's keep going. Another huge loss, unbelievable loss. Luis, is it Robert or Robert? One of them, Chicago White Sox outfielder. I love this kid. He can steal. He can hit home runs. He's like a Ricky Henderson prototype. I loved him beginning of the season. Now he's out until August. So the White Sox, big loss, huge loss for them. Luis Robert, I think they call him, but it's Robert. I call him Robert. I'm from America. What am I wasting my time? So Luis, huge loss for them. I'm upset about that, actually, because I have him on my fantasy team. But he'll be back in August, so I'll just stash him on IR. What else can I do? I got some more questions. Why are you hating on the Shaw? That's funny. Quick answer on that. I was at spring training. I was standing there with my son. I asked Kershaw for his autograph. He just stared at me and walked away. How about those apples? Just that guy's arrogant. Don't like the guy. Let's move on. Next, I'm going to the next page. It's a baseball question. Let's talk about the standings. We're 1 month through the season. We're 1 month through. Today's May. We're in May 4th, 3rd. The Red Sox are in first place, 17-12. I did not have the Red Sox in first place this season. I thought the Yankees would. The Yankees are playing a lot better baseball. I feel that the Red Sox will start coming down to reality. They're hitting like over 300 as a team. They're hitting way over their head. But JD Martinez is just leading that charge. I mean, if the MVP voting was happening, we'll talk about this later. JD would be in top 3 vote getter right now. Royals, first place in the Central. Unbelievable. No one picked the Royals to win anything this year. They're 16-11. They're playing great baseball. Talking about playing as a team. They're a team that's playing like a team, and they have young pitching like Singer. He's pitching great. They have a good, strong team. I don't know if they can keep it up in that Central. I'm worried about, of course, the White Sox and Cleveland and Minnesota, all strong teams. In the West Coast, we have the Oakland A's, who started off awful. They won 13 in a row. They're leading the West. I think the A's will keep playing well. I mean, National League East, everybody said how great a division that is. The first place team of the Nationals, you know what the record is? 12-12, 500. Pathetic. The East is the worst division in the league, so come argue with me. Tell me I'm wrong. Central, it's a tie between my two hated teams, the Cardinals and Brewers. They're both 17-12. And the West, can somebody tell me who's winning the West? Wrong, it's not the Dodgers. Wrong, it's not the Padres. It's the San Francisco Giants. Who would predict the Giants would be winning in the beginning of May? No one. But you know why they're winning? Starting pitching. Tell me who you like in the West. Tell me who you like in the baseball. I'll be happy to argue with you or say you're right. I don't care. Johnny Cocktails. I would come on live fantasy, but I have no pants on after 3 p.m. You can do a shot not showing your pants. You can just show your face, which I see you on Facebook Live all the time with all the stuff you're doing. You're always doing stuff. So don't BS me. But we try to keep the show PG. So put some pants on, Johnny Cocktails. Do some of your shtick. It makes me laugh. Makes me happy. Next question. We're going to football. I love this. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I just talk about it. Aaron Rodgers. He's been in the news. He's been whining and crying about wanting to be traded. He doesn't like the GM, Brian. I hate saying this word. Everybody said it right. Gutekunst. I didn't say a bad word, Cocktails. Gutekunst. The GM, Brian Kunst, is been on the hot seat. Rodgers told him, he said, listen, if this guy doesn't get fired, again, a player dictating who should get fired and hired drives me crazy. Crazy. So that all being said, I feel that Aaron Rodgers shouldn't put things out there saying, I want this guy fired or I won't play. But I understand why he's so upset. They actually, their first pick 2 years ago, they picked up a quarterback, last name Love, got his first name. But They picked him up. It was their first round pick out of Utah, and they actually upset him because he wanted a receiver or offensive lineman or somebody to help him. Instead, they took on a quarterback. He had the best season of his life: 50 touchdown passes, MVP. He showed Green Bay that if you want to trade me, go ahead, but I'm the best quarterback in the league, which he was last year. He was the best quarterback last year, that without saying. So today, was it yesterday? Terry Bradshaw was on a show, and he was quoted as saying that Aaron Rodgers is weak. He was like kind of fed up with Aaron Rodgers' tactics. He doesn't understand. He keeps telling the Green Bay Packers he wants to be traded, and I agree with Bradshaw to an extent, but then I don't, just because I feel that Rodgers has a point in which he's not the highest paid player. He's not the highest paid quarterback in the league. And now the Green Bay Packers, if they want to keep him, they're going to have to open that checkbook up, because, I don't see them trading him. They traded him. Let's say he went to the team of Washington or went to Miami, or even, can you imagine him in New Orleans? Breeze is gone. They bring Rodgers in. Woo. That's where I would want to go if I was Rodgers. New Orleans. That's a perfect place. They even talked about Cleveland, which I'm like saying, why Cleveland? They have Mayfield. Why would you want? Doesn't make any sense. But I think the best place for him to go is New Orleans, and I'm curious to see what happens in this situation. Do you see him playing quarterback for Green Bay starting in September when the season starts? I don't. I think they'll get rid of him. I think Rodgers had his mind made up, and he doesn't want to play in Green Bay anymore. He made it very vocal. We got more questions, which I got to ask. Puff Daddy called. He needs his glasses back. Horrible comment. Old school. How much value is Jared Kalanick have this year? And how about the keeper league? Jared has been like the past 3 games, Jared's has 3 home runs, and he's a rookie. He started out 0-13. I mean, he's not like this great phenom. I mean, let's not pretend. If he hits a home run tonight, he's going to break the record. So jury's still out on him, Jared. I'm not 100% sold on him, but that's a great question. You didn't think I knew that, did you? Lastly, what do you think is going to happen to our hockey championship? I'm playing in the hockey championship, which I'm a hockey expert, against a hockey rookie, never played in a league ever. This guy is unbelievable. He ended up being in the championship with me. His name is Dr. Dan Ratner, and he's usually here hosting the show, but he said, Ross the boss, you can do it. You could do it today, which thank you having me do it today. I love doing this stuff. But we're playing the hockey championship. Has got 40-point lead on me right now, but it's only day 1, so don't go crazy over there. But I'm excited. I enjoy hockey. It's fun. Does Tom Brady, here's a question from Johnny Cocktails. Does Tom Brady, the GOAT, win any championships he brings up? That's a good question about Tom Brady winning more championships. He's won 7. That's 7 more than Dr. Dan Ratner has won. 7 championships. And you know what he said recently? He said he would give away 2 of his championships if he could have a perfect season. He's never had a perfect season. Again, there's only been one perfect season, 1972 Miami Dolphins. Don Shula, Don Shula was the coach, and it's never been done since. Mercury Morris, Don Shula, unbelievable team. But Brady actually said, I want that perfect season. He wants to get that. Do you think he'll do it? Tell me in the chat, subscribe right now. Press that bell. Press the like button, Johnny Cocktails, right now. Press it. But he's playing 5 more seasons this season. He's not hanging anything up. Are you out of your mind? Tony Todd asked me a question. Ross, I'm reaching out to Alex Ochoa to see if he can come on and talk with us. I love Alex Ochoa, big fan. That'd be great, Tony. As you guys know, we do a show called During Heat, which Tony Todd's our host, and Dr. Dan Ratner, myself, are the co-hosts. We always have a celebrity guest on, usually a baseball player. We've had Kenny Lofton, Tim Raines. We've had, Tim Dillard. We've had some unbelievable people on the show recently, and maybe Alex Ochoa, which would be great. I'd love to see him. Thanks, Tone. Tony Todd is also the GOAT. Also, great dude, great baseball. Tony Todd, actually, if you Google him, he's actually in YouTube making unbelievable plays in celebrity softball games. And Kenny Mayne, who's actually on our show, tells us that he's the greatest celebrity softball player to ever play. And I agree with him. Tony's unbelievable athlete. Unbelievable. So Aaron Rodgers, let's go back to Aaron. I still have his card. Tell me what you think. Do you think he'll stay with Green Bay? Do you think he'll leave Green Bay? I don't know what he's going to do. I really don't. And I kind of want him to leave. I would love to see him leave just to mix it up a little bit. You know what I mean? I love chaos, especially in the NFL. So let's see. Maybe he goes to the Washington team. That'd be unbelievable. Can you imagine that? That'd be great. Maybe he'll be a Patriot or something. I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, Green Bay can get a lot for him if they're so high on this Love kid, that they drafted number 1, which I feel it's a big slap. And I know why Rodgers was motivated last year. That number 1 pick, they took a quarterback. I'll be mad too. Imagine you're like, consider one of the best quarterbacks in the game and you're like not retiring anytime soon. And all of a sudden your team takes a number 1 pick, screw them. I'm pro Rodgers on this one. Can't change my mind. We got some more questions. We got this from Johnny Cocktails. I'm worried he is going to get popped and get injured. Tom Brady, I hope not. That's any quarterback. Look at Joe Burrow, rookie, young guy in his early 20s. He got hurt. He was out for the year. So, they protect Brady. The quarterbacks, when they go to a certain situation, they make sure they have a good offensive line. They control that. Green Bay had a great offensive line. Cleveland has a great offensive line. That's why he wants to go there. I don't blame him. A great running game. We'll see what happens. But it's all about the offensive line. That's why Brady went to Tampa Bay. They promised he would have a great offensive line, and they did. And that's why they won the Super Bowl. Ross, are you wearing pants? No, I never wear pants. So here's my next question. No certain order. Back to basketball. Russell Westbrook, who Dr. Jen Radner blatantly said he would never take in fantasy basketball. He said that. Can you imagine that? And I think Russell Westbrook, top 5 ever best point guard to ever play the game. Top 5. He actually clinched yesterday. Listen to these numbers before I tell you what he clinched. 14 points, 21 rebounds, 24 assists. Not in a week, but this is in one game. And Dr. Dan Ratner says this guy's not good. He doesn't know anything. So triple-double, he clinched this year that he's going to average that this year. He can go 0 of the rest of the games. Doesn't matter. He's still going to average a triple-double for the season. It's unbelievable. This guy's an MVP. This guy, unbelievable player. He's a good guy too. He gives back. He's charitable. He's a great father. I mean, there's so many great attributes this guy gives the NBA. I love Russell Westbrook. I'm upset that Dr. Dan Ratner won't appreciate him, but I do. I do appreciate you, Russell Westbrook. You're your Pac-12 player too. You went to UCLA, which I love. Not UCLA, but I love how you played for the Pac-12. Offensive line is key. You're right. Of course I'm right. I'm always right. I'm Ross the Boss. LeBron James, I had that question here. I have it right here. Do you think LeBron should be fined for his comments he said about the league, about the guy should be fired? I think he should be fined, and I think he should be suspended. How about that? And LeBron didn't even play last night either. They should suspend. LeBron has to learn how to maybe not talk about everything that goes on in the world, NBA, politics and stuff. Sometimes you just got to keep going and not get political about stuff. And I know why people like doing it. I get it, but I don't think you have to comment on anytime anything happens. You got to be out there saying something in a press conference. So you know what I did today? I was kind of bored. I did top 3 fantasy players in football by position. So if the draft was in May in your fantasy league, I have the top 3 players in each position. And I want to go more with you real quick. Tell me if you like this. Here we go. Pat Mahomes, quarterback, number 1. Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills, number 2. Number 3, you probably disagree with me, but I think he's going to have a huge year. I'm going to take him in our fantasy draft. Is Kyrie Murray of the Arizona Cardinals. He has a lot of new weapons, and they have a better defense, J.J. Watt. So watch out. Let's go running back. McCaffrey, Warriors number 1. Number 2, I like God, who am I taking number 2? Delvin Cook is number 2, and number 3, I had to do it. I took Kamari for the Saints. I just feel that he's superior. I know you're asking me why didn't I take the Giants running back. He's hurt. I don't know if he'll bounce back. We'll see what happens. Wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs. I think Diggs will have a huge year. God, I remember when the Bills were like, no one drafted any Buffalo Bills in fantasy football. Now they're like, everybody wants them. And then tight ends, this can be interchangeable, but I took Kelsey, Kittle, and Wallner of the Raiders, who I loved a lot. So those are my fantasy picks for football for May, which I'll kind of do every month. Beginning of the month, I'll kind of give my ratings until we get to the real football season, which we'll talk about in August. So we'll do that. And so my next little segment I want to do is I want to talk about stocks, what to buy in the month of May when it comes to baseball, what players you should go and get, because I feel they're going to have a great, great May. Zach Wheeler, number 1, Philadelphia Phillies. Pick up Zach Wheeler right now. He's going to have an unbelievable May. Sonny Gray, 10 strikeouts last game. Unbelievable. Pick him up right now. Graybar Torres, he plays for the Yankees. I feel he's starting to get hot. He's going to start hitting. If he's available in your league for the month of May, you pick him up. He's going to be great. And I feel that Joey Votto is going to start hitting a lot more. So I like Votto. I'm a Reds fan, but I like Votto a lot. We got some more questions. Let me ask them. Will Arizona Wildcat basketball going to be a contender in Pac-12? They're always a contender. It doesn't matter. They get unbelievable recruits. Yes, as much as I can't stand them. The new coach is, I don't know. I mean, they got him from Gonzaga. I mean, let's see how he does. The Pac-12 is very competitive in basketball. It's not a cake conference anymore. It's, as you saw in the tournament this year, a lot of good teams came out of there. They were like undefeated, like going into like the sweets, like the second round. I mean, they had the most teams left in the tournament. Got a question from Bob in your face Golub. Bob Golub, one of the funniest comedians working today. Hilarious guy. If you ever want to see him perform, he's in New York, big month of May, performing at the New York Comedy Club. Please watch him. He's hilarious. One of my favorites. Steelers got the best runner in the draft. Steelers got a great running back in the draft. They needed that after Connor went to Arizona. I agree with you. I think the Steelers did a great job in the draft, and I hope Ben Roethlisberger is healthy. That's your big concern. It should be your concern. We'll see what happens, but they have a great receiving core with Schuster Smith, and they have a great team, the Steelers. So yes, Rams got a chance with Stafford. Yes, Stafford is going to do really well. He has great receivers, good running back. The Rams defense is a top 5 defense. I think the Rams could play in their stadium in the Super Bowl next year. I think that's a total possibility because, you know, the Sci-Fi Stadium is where the Super Bowl will be next year. So yes, I think the Rams have a great chance. It's the Broadway Comedy Club. Bob's at. Excuse me, Bob. The Broadway Comedy Club. And New York's totally open. Okay, let's talk. So I gave you my players you should pick up for the month of May in fantasy baseball. This is, again, I'm in no certain order, so I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I just keep going. Now we talk about let's talk. Okay, so the player of the month came out today. Curry from the West Coast is averaging 31 points a game. He is actually the player of the month in the West. In the East is Julius Randle. Julius is having an unbelievable season. He averaged 27 points a game in the month of April. His Knicks are a 4 seed. He's been carrying that team. I would even give him some votes for the MVP. I think he's unbelievable. Talking about MVP, I love Joker. I think Joker is Jokic. So I call him Joker for Denver Nuggets. I feel he'll be the MVP, but another guy that no one talks about, who I like a lot for the MVP, just because how their team's doing, and no one predicted them to be like 2 seed or 3 seed or even maybe a 1 seed, is the Phoenix Suns, is Chris Paul. Chris Paul has never won a championship. if I needed a point guard in the league right now, he would probably be one of my top guys I would want on my team. He's a leader. He's smart. He wins you basketball games. He can play. He played the game like no one else. And plus, he's a guy that you're not going to worry about like getting in trouble. You know, this guy's not going to be like COVID positive. He's not going to test positive for COVID. He's not going to be in some stupid nightclub thing. Clean guy, family guy. I love his Allstate commercials. And that all being said, Chris Paul should get some votes for MVP. I think he's having a great season. And the Suns, no one's talking about him. I like the Suns too. I don't think you should write them off. I mean, they're playing great basketball. And Utah, I mean, the West is stacked. I mean, Utah, you got Denver, you got the Lakers, you got the Clippers, you got the Suns, you got unbelievable talent. Let me know who you like. Chris Paul is one of the greatest pastors, coming from Bob Golub. I didn't know that about him. I know he's a big bowler. I know he bowls 300 games. He bowled a few of them actually. He loves bowling, Chris Paul, and. I never heard anything bad about Chris Paul. I worked with him a few times. Nicest guy. I mean, I can't comment anymore. When he left the Clippers, I was very upset. But he's doing great. He's playing for a winning team. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun to watch. And he's not selfish. You're right. You're right about that, Bob. He's not selfish. The Lakers, as I mentioned, they need to start winning, or they're going to be like a 6th seed, which is a horrible seed to have in the playoffs. They didn't have LeBron last night. They don't have Schrader, and AD had 25 points. They beat Denver, which is a big win for them. They got to start winning games. They have a few. This guy, if they can get up to a 5 seed, that'd be a lot better for them. But if they have to play in a play-in game, which is possible. They're not going to win the championship. You heard that from me first. No championship for the Lakers. No, 0. Let's talk about, I don't know. I talked about Luka already. Major League Baseball, MVP race. If it was the MVP voting today, these are my standings right now. American League. Number 5, I'm taking Byron Buxton, 8 home runs, 15 RBIs. He's hitting 392. He's my number 5 pick right now. Number 4, JD Martinez, 9 home runs, 26 RBIs. He's hitting 377. I mean, these are unbelievable. But remember, it's just me. Then we got Vlad to the bone, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 7 home runs, 20 RBIs, 356 average. Garrett Cole, I mean, we all knew he's great, but listen to these numbers. This is unbelievable. 37 innings pitched, right? 62 strikeouts. ERA 1.43. ERA 1.43. Unbelievable. But again, my number 1 is Mike Trout. I know he's been hurt a couple games. He's only hitting 410 with 7 home runs and 16 RBIs, but he's been hurt a little bit. But until you can tell me he's not playing well, he's going to be my MVP. That's in National League. I'll do a little later because I mixed up all the cards, so I don't know what the National League one is. Let's see if we have any questions. He's not selfish. He's a passer. We know that. He's a big assist guy. We know that, Bob. Kershaw got destroyed. We talked about that earlier. We also have what else? Okay, let's keep going. National League. Let's do National League real quick. Number 5, Bryce Harper, 6 home runs, 10 RBIs. 317. We have I'm going to mention Chris Bryant, 9 home runs, 22 RBIs, 323. Corbin Burns, pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers, 29 innings, 49 Ks, 1.53 ERA. It's not bad. And then we have Jacob deGrom, who's the all-world pitcher. Unbelievable. He can't win. Don't know what score runs for him, but his ERA, listen to this ERA, 0.51. 0.51 ERA, 35 innings pitched, 59 Ks. Give him the Cy Young right now. Wrap it up. Send it to him. He won the Cy Young. And then my number 1 MVP, Ronald Acuna, 9 home runs, 30 RBIs, hitting 373. He's like our world. He's unbelievable. Hit me up with some more questions. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I want to reset myself real quick. Hold on, everybody. I want to reset, but tell me what you guys are thinking, and tell me what you guys want to talk about. I'll be happy to talk about it. Oops, my earpiece fell out. Hold on, open move. Got my earpiece back in. Fell out. I don't know if you guys watched Kentucky Derby. We had a Kentucky Derby show that I thought was kind of fun to do with Al Martin. We did not. The winner I liked, but I didn't say like to bet on it. But I did say don't throw it. I love Bob Baffert. I thought the horse had a great chance, and of course the horse wins. It pays $26, 12-1. But hopefully we'll do a Preakness preview, which would be a lot easier. There's less horses in the Preakness, and we can talk about that. That's in a couple of weeks. Another thing I want to talk about, we could talk about, the pitcher for the Anaheim Angels. Well, now they're the Los Angeles Angels. Excuse me, the LA Angels. Otana, the pitcher, the Japanese pitcher. He actually, yesterday, I saw him get this unbelievable double where it hit the shortstop's glove and he ran around the bases and he got the second. Then he was thrown out a third trying to steal. But I mean, before that, the day before, he was pitching a beautiful game. It's pitching great this year. And then the next day he hits, and his coach is asking him, "Hey, do you want to take a few days off? You just pitched." And he's like, "No, I want to play." I mean, his kid even offered, he wants to hit during the game when he's pitching. I mean, where you can have a DH. So, I mean, this right now, I feel this guy can maybe be the MVP. Who knows? If he keeps pitching well and he can have a good year. I mean, he has 6 home runs, I think, right now, and 20 RBIs. He's playing great. So we'll see what happens. We have some pressures. He's a great pitcher. Every so often, the whole throw fastball and give up a home run. 410 beast. Yes. Let me tell you, and Cole played for the Pirates. I remember when Cole was traded for the Pirates. You're right. And that was probably one of the worst trades in baseball history, when the Pirates traded him away, the UCLA product. And they would score runs for him, which he's on to do. We think he's the most dominant pitcher. I feel that Cole is a dominant pitcher. He's not dominant like DeGrom is in a league by himself right now, Bob. His ERA is under 1, but the Mets don't score runs. They actually fired their pitching coach today, Chili Davis, because they can't score runs. So they have to blame somebody. So they fired their pitching, not the pitching coach, the hitting coach. Excuse me. Chili Davis was fired today because the Mets can't hit, even though they scored I think they scored 5 runs yesterday. But that all being said, they start with the batting coach and then they'll fire the manager. So we'll see what happens. But yes, I feel that Cole is probably the best pitcher in the American League, and in the National League, it's DeGrom, both New York pitchers. But he's great. I saw him pitch in college, actually, at UCLA. Him and Trevor Bauer were both UCLA Bruins. And but yeah, he's definitely an all-star. Let's talk about, thinking what else you guys want to talk about. We've been through a lot of subjects, and let's talk about the NBA playoffs and who you guys like, because I could talk about this forever. The 1 seed right now in the East are the Sixers. They're a 1 seed by 1 game over the Brooklyn Nets. I think that's, if the Nets need to get that 1 seed if they want to win it all. I feel that's a big thing for the Nets. I don't think the Nets, if the Nets don't get that 1 seed and they get the 2 seed and the Knicks stay at the 4 seed, that means they have to play the Knicks in the first round. And I don't think the Nets want to play the Knicks in the first round. Whoever plays the Knicks in the first round is in trouble. I would not want to play the Knicks. They're playing great basketball right now, and they're playing like a team. The Nets, they've been hurt. Harden hasn't played in a while. Supposedly he'll be back maybe for the first round. Let's hope he is. If he isn't, again, the Nets could be in trouble. I know they have Durant, but it doesn't matter. I feel the pressure would be with the with the Nets winning it, because they formed a super team, while the Knicks kind of are just happy to be there, I would say. But tell me who you like in the East. I mean, the Sixers are right now, they're the 1 seed. They're playing great basketball. Sixers won 5 in a row. Nothing wrong with that. They're playing great. I'm trying to look at what else. Okay, no more questions. Again, if you guys want to come on live, anybody want to ask me a question live on video, which would be kind of fun, you can do that on callmfsn.com. It's easy and fun. Come on, Bob, do it. Okay. Thinking what else you guys want to. So let's talk about the West. God, I just lost my train of thought. So let's talk about the West and the NBA playoffs. So in the West, as I mentioned, Utah is a 1 seed, Phoenix 2. So I think the Clippers, when they're healthy, they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough to beat in a 7-game series. I know I'm a little biased, but I just feel that with their team and how they've been playing this year, I think it could be the Clippers' year. I don't see the Lakers repeating. A lot of people predicted at the beginning of the season. I just feel with the injuries and with all the stuff and all the pressure of repeating, I don't think the Lakers can do it, but I could be wrong. Who knows? Let me know who you like. I'm curious to see what teams you think will be in there. I mean, the West, I don't know. I mean, the Suns, the Jazz, the Nuggets, Clippers, the Lakers. I mean, there's a number of teams that can. Portland. I mean, I don't know who's going to be there. I have no idea. Can the Bucks win it all? You know, I feel the Bucks are always a team that maybe makes the first round and then they lose. I don't think the Bucks can win, and they've been playing up and down all year. So I have no idea. We'll see what happens. We have 2 more minutes left on the show, so if you guys want to ask questions, do it now. I'll be happy to talk to you. But the Bucks, I mean, Greek Freak, I love. Middleton, I love. I feel that they're like Holiday. I love Drew Holiday. I just feel the Bucks are in a division where they can't beat the Nets, they can't beat the Sixers, and it'd be tough for them. I just don't see them winning the East. I thought the year when they had the best record going into the playoffs and they didn't win, when Toronto won it, I thought that was a huge disappointment, and I don't know why the Bucks decided to keep the whole team. They should have traded some people away, but that's me. Where's the All-Star game this year? I guess you're saying baseball. Hold on, getting a thing. I'm not putting. They moved it from Atlanta, right, to Colorado, so it's in Colorado this year, Bob. They're keeping it more in the West Coast, which I like. And Colorado is a beautiful stadium to the All-Star game in, but that's where the Major League Baseball All-Star game will be. And last year it was supposed to be at Dodger Stadium. Remember? Didn't happen. Say it again, how to go live. You go to, on your computer, you type in callmfsn.com. It's that easy. Callmfsn.com. You may have to put www.call. You could put that too. I don't know if you have to do that. Most places you don't have to do it anymore. But come on live. We only have a couple minutes left, so if you want to do it, you better do it now. But the All-Star game, middle of July, we'll see what happens. All the controversy with what happened in the land and stuff. They had to move it. They didn't have to. But I feel bad. I do feel bad about the store owners in the city of Atlanta that was expecting to get a rush with people to the city for the All-Star game. And now they're not hosting it anymore, which is the people that lose are the people that own stores and hotels and all those people in Atlanta that were going to profit from the All-Star game. It just, when there's stuff like that happens, people never think of all the lives they're affecting, and they do affect lives. I don't want to get political on you, but I'm just telling you my opinion. But let me know if any more questions. But if no one else has any more questions, I went through all my cards. I went through every card. I got one more question. I did a commercial with the Rent in Oklahoma City. He was a really nice guy. Who's the Rent? The Rent? Oh, Durant. Okay, you want to do a commercial? Durant's a great guy. I actually met him and his mom a few years ago. really nice guy. He actually produces movies, and he's actually gives back a lot. He's actually, he's a great player when he's healthy. And but his mom is like, as I told her, she should be like in playing like in movies, like playing like a TV moms and stuff. She's great. I mean, big personality, funny, nice. But yeah, Durant's a great guy. I'm happy he's healthy again. And I think if he was healthy the whole year, he probably would have been MVP, but he's not. One more question, I'm going to leave. Got it from Johnny Cocktails. Unbelievable Johnny Cocktails. Pete Rose, Hall of Fame, in or never. I've been saying this for the past 10 years. I feel Pete Rose has paid back his debt to society. I feel that he did what he did. He's done whatever he could to be reinstated. I feel the Major League Baseball has a vendetta against him. I don't know why. I just feel every time a new commissioner comes in, I think they tell the new old one or the new one, whoever it is, whatever you do, don't reinstate Pete Rose. I don't know why. After he gambled on the Reds, never bet against the Reds, never bet against them. He bet on the Reds, but not every game, which you're thinking like, oh, maybe he won't play his best players when he's not betting them. I don't know. I can't answer that question. But, he had people in the Hall of Fame that are racist, that are drug addicts, that are horrible human beings. And again, they're in the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose is a guy that devoted his life to baseball. And I just don't understand why they banned him for life. I feel that he turned 80 actually 2 weeks ago, and I want him to be alive when he makes the Hall of Fame. I know it's kind of morbid. I'm saying, oh, he's going to die soon. He's not, hopefully he'll live a long time, but he's 80 years old. I would love for him to get up there at Cooperstown and give a speech. I want him in the Hall of Fame. I feel it's time to get him in the Hall of Fame. And, if they let these steroid guys in like A-Rod and the rest of them, I mean, definitely Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame if these other guys get in, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm in. Pete's in. Okay, we got him. Cocktails. Totally agree. Sorry, we did a little rant on Pete Rose, but it hits home. Reds fan here. And I just came back from Cincinnati. I went to the Reds game on Friday. I'm Ross the Boss. If you please subscribe, press that bell, press the like. I had a great time today. We'll catch you in a few weeks. Thanks for watching. I'm Ross the Boss.
We're gonna set the internet on